All right. Good afternoon. Court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for the afternoon session of October 21st, 2021. For the people that are on Zoom, I need you to leave your devices on mute. I will tell you to unmute when I'm ready to call your case. For the people in the courtroom, did you clean the stations? Okay. When I call your name, I'm going to have you come forward to one of the three stations. While you're at that station, I need you to speak loudly and clearly. One of my responsibilities today is to make sure everything you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the back of the courtroom. When you leave the courtroom, go out through those double doors, but do not go out through the metal detector. Make the left before the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's windows. Okay, Hilder Sanchez, where are you at? Good afternoon. You don't need to come forward. I'm dismissing your case. If you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they'll give you a copy of the order of dismissal, and then you are free to leave. Do you have a question? Are you Hilder Sanchez? I'm dismissing your case. Dismissing your case. Go to the windows. Thank you. Roman Cepeda, if you would come forward to station number 1. Good afternoon. I'm doing okay. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, that's a 3-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from September 11th of 2021 at about 3:30 in the afternoon in the area of 94th and Tower Street here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Okay. Could you go ahead and pull the mask up? Up. And just speak clearly. There you go. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on September 11th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence? All right. Well, to be quite candid, you would have been passing cars, not merging in with them at that speed. Your scheduled fine in this case is $160. There's nothing in aggravation on your driving record. The most recent case is a little bit more than a year old. Before that, you went a long time without a ticket in Colorado. So I'm going to reduce your fine from $160 to $120 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? All right, go ahead and go to the window, see my clerk. I have these files, but I don't have current Rule 11s for them.
You're not going to, Brian is on Zoom with the attorney for them. I have no idea how you guys are doing that, so just know they're both on Zoom.
All right. Mr. Swan and Mr. Kruger, if you'd both unmute your devices. Mr. Kruger, is he there?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. And is Brian Swan on here, or is he in a breakout room?
I am here, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Oh, okay, good afternoon. I have both case files, it looks like 3 case files in front of me. But I don't have any current Rule 211s to tell me what we're doing today. How are we proceeding, Mr. Swan?
Judge, it should be fairly brief. Mr. Kruger and I have been in contact over the last few weeks. He sent me some new information that I wasn't previously aware of last Friday that could potentially have some mitigating impact or could otherwise change the course of how we go forward in this case. It may or it may not. I haven't had a chance to really go through that material with my necessary clients yet. We've had some folks out this week and some turnover in city organizational structures. So Mr. Kruger and I understand that getting some kind of finality, getting some kind of a set resolution date on the calendar is probably in everybody's best interest. So we talked before, and I think that we'd like to make a joint request to set a trial in this matter for potentially into January. And the reason why we're looking out that far is this is probably a more complex case, both factually and legally, than typically what gets written into this municipal court. And there's some legal issues that I think we both need to take back to our respective clients and kind of flesh out some more. So we'd be asking for a joint trial date, probably early January. And we'd also make a joint motion to join these 3 cases for the purposes of trial. Mr. Kruger is representing all 3 involved parties, entities in this matter, Mr. Sam Wedger, Affordable Concrete, and CDI Environmental. So we'd ask for a trial setting in early January, probably, if it goes, may take afternoon or so, 2-3 hours.
I hate to burn up a potential trial date if you are only negotiating a possible disposition. Mr. Kruger, do you believe that the case is postured for possible disposition or likely to proceed to trial?
That depends entirely on the ability and flexibility of the city to come to a disposition on proposed solutions under the land development code. So whether it's a continuance for just another pre-trial date or the trial date, I think that more time is needed. But like I said, to answer your question directly, we see a resolution as possible, given the information on some estoppel and mistake of law based on representations of the city, legal issues that have been presented to the city, and they just apparently have not had time to fully consider with the planning department.
Right. Well, if I schedule the matter for trial, the speedy trial will run on January 21st of 2022. So a January trial date is pushing speedy trial. What I'd prefer to do is if, Mr. Swan, if you would agree that there is a possibility that the cases can be resolved by disposition, just continue the pretrial conference for about 30 to 45 days. And then at that time, if you're unable to arrive at a disposition, Mr. Kruger can tender not guilty pleas, and then we can schedule the cases for trial. Is that suitable to you, Mr. Swan?
I think I'd be just fine with that, Your Honor. And I think Mr. Kruger, based on our previous conversation, would probably be all right with that too.
All right. So
That's correct.
Today's the 21st of October. Mr. Kruger and Mr. Swan, could you check your calendars for December 9th at 1:15? That should give both of you plenty of time to consult with your respective parties and see if a disposition can be reached.
Judge, I'll be getting back from a vacation. That might be on. Let me check my personal calendar.
Well, I'm assuming then you'll be gone the week before.
Yeah, I'll be gone the week before.
The week before that's Thanksgiving.
The week of December 13th is wide open for me.
All right. Mr.
I'm good
Swan?
that week too. That's
All right,
fine.
let's do December 15th at 1:15.
Okay. For pretrial.
And for pretrial. And again, hopefully you'll be able to arrive at a disposition by then. If not, then on that date, we can have you tender the not guilty pleas, Mr. Kruger, and schedule the cases for trial. All right?
Understood. Very good, Your Honor.
All right.
Sounds
thank
good, Your
you.
Honor.
You'll
Thanks.
receive notices of the pretrial conference dates. All right. Thank you. You all
Thank
may
you.
leave the meeting. Well, technically, I can't deprive anybody their right for a jury trial. We can set it for trial setting, and then at that time determine whether or not we're going to be doing a jury trial. You want to hand that to her? I saw Mr. Starkovich on there. Okay, and on the second case, he wants a jury trial, is that correct? Well, if it's an attorney, I trust that they're going to either file the jury demand or, okay. All right, Mr. Starkovich, why don't you go ahead and unmute?
I am.
And Mr. Pacheco, are you on the line?
I see him. Mr. Pacheco, unmute yourself.
Mr. Pacheco?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Let me take care of the one where I ordered compliance, 301610. And I thought I saw, this is the one where I ordered him to appear in person. He asked my staff if he could appear by Zoom. So I looked at it a little earlier, Mr. Starkovich, and noted that I believe the proof of community service was filed.
That's correct, Your Honor. However, I do believe it'll still be
Those are the old ones.
asking to trail the new
Mr.
case.
Starkovich, yeah, give those back to me. I forgot that these were on paper. Well, that gives you, you can do the notices without those, but. All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Starkovich. Give me just 1 second. I've got the paper one, but the paper one doesn't include the filings. Let me see where it is. That's funny, it's not showing up here now, and I could have sworn I saw it earlier when I looked at this. Give me a second, Mr. Starkovich, maybe it's in this other page. just the blank one. I wish they wouldn't file the blank ones. Blank ones don't help me. I'm sorry, Mr. Starkovich, I'm looking at the record of actions, the register of actions in CM 301610. I'm only showing a blank timesheet. I don't see a completed one. Did he complete the community service?
Judge, I know he was attempting to complete it by today, but with him getting sick, I don't know if he finished it. Let him speak to that.
Your Honor, may I speak on my behalf? I have very bad mental health issues, and I've been having a lot of problems with. I have another case not pending, but I'm on probation, and everything just feels like a burden on my. The whole world's weighing on my shoulders, and I could show you proof of my sickness, what I do to myself, and I've just been having issues trying to deal with life in general. So there's no reason why I shouldn't. Back when I first got, I thought it was 100 hours, and then all of a sudden it was only 24, and I know 24 hours ain't nothing. I should have been able to complete that with no difficulty, but I haven't even like worked for shoot. It's been over 20 years since I've held a job.
Yeah, Mr.
And
Pacheco, this is free. The community service is free.
I know
Do you know where the Denver shelter is?
I have bad anxiety. No, I don't.
Okay, well, where are you living?
Commerce City, partially.
Okay,
I
there's all kinds of
bounce.
places you can volunteer at. You can volunteer at churches, you can volunteer at Goodwill, you can volunteer at food banks. There's so many places, and it's been since March 4th. The
I
reason I
know.
wanted you to appear in person, I see, is because I wanted to get this case wrapped up, and if I needed to impose the jail sentence.
I understand, but I don't know. I don't think I have the COVID, but I'm sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have a very good immune system, but I rarely get one. I rarely get sick one time a year, if that. But this time it hit me pretty hard, and I don't know. I have both my shots, and I'm not trying to like justify things, but I just I'm having a rough time these past couple years. Well, my whole life.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Pacheco. I'm sitting here looking at this case. You didn't seem to have trouble trying to steal $600 worth of stuff from this store. You were
No, it
able to come
wasn't
up
from
with
a.
the energy and the planning to do that. And
It
so this
wasn't
is
from a
enough.
store, Your Honor. It was from a neighbor, and I was intoxicated, and I said to myself, "Oh wait, hey, check this out. There's all these people snagging packages. Let me see if I could do it." And I'm just being brutally honest with you. And I'm not a thief. The last thing I stole from anybody was a can of sardines from the Muy Pueblo market off 64th and Kearney. And that was many years ago. I'm not a thief. Well, apparently I am.
Yes, and such that you warranted a jail sentence that based on what you were telling me and your attorney was telling me, I converted to do this community service. And since March, you haven't been able to find a way to get yourself to do 24 hours of community service.
I know. Well, I've been also messing up on my probation. I hadn't done nothing to improve myself or better myself until recently, but I still have. I went to Our Lady, Our Mother Church, and they were supposed to give me a call back and with the background check. And anyway, no excuses. There's no excuse for my not being
No,
able to
Mr.
do it.
Pacheco, all you have been doing is making excuses since I saw you in March. That's all you've been doing.
All right.
Today, you've been too sick to get it done since September. This has been going on since March, Mr. Pacheco.
Yes,
All
Your
you do
Honor.
is make excuses.
All
All right.
right.
I'm going to move on to case number 303212. Mr. Starkovich, how do you wish to proceed on that case? It's my understanding he wishes to tender a not guilty plea, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, can you please give me the summons number again?
Yes, CM 00303212. 00303212.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, I spoke with Mr. Pacheco and the people, and we'd like to tender a plea of not guilty and ask this matter be set for a trial to a jury. I'll fax over a written demand, and I'll ask the court to waive the fee.
All right, I'm going to waive the fee, but I'm going to set this for a trial setting to make sure I get the demand. And I'm going to require Mr. Pacheco to show up in person for the actual setting so that I have personal jurisdiction over him, because if he fails to appear for a jury trial and I bring in a jury, I will obviously revoke his PR bond and have him held in custody until the case goes to trial. Okay? I mean, I want to be clear, Mr. Starkovich. I'm not doing this to punish you.
I understand.
I'm just making sure that we get this thing going forward. All right, I will enter the not guilty plea to the charge of assault, which allegedly occurred on May 26th of 2021 at about 4:15 in the afternoon in the area of 5720 East 63rd Avenue. We'll schedule this matter for a trial setting. I'm assuming when you send in the demand, you'll be requesting a trial to a jury of 6. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll wait till we get that. We'll schedule the trial setting. It's got to be right after 21 days from today. All right. How do you look on the 17th or the 18th of November, Mr. Starkovich?
Judge, I'm already ordered to be at court on November 18th at 1:15.
Then that sounds like a perfect date. By order to be in court, I'm assuming you're talking here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but my mental health is not very stable. And that's why I think that I haven't been able to help myself do anything. And I know I'm not trying to make excuses again. I'm just saying that my life sucks right now and everyone's lives are in turmoil, I would assume, but I can't seem to figure out a way to better myself besides offing myself, and that's probably not something I should have said, but oh well, that's how I feel about life.
Well, you need to take control of your life. Nobody's going to make your future better. You have to make it better for yourself.
I understand.
All right. I've entered the not guilty plea to the charge of assault. We'll schedule the matter for a trial setting. The next hearing is going to be on November 18th of 2021 at 1:15 in the afternoon. I've indicated, Mr. Pacheco, that you're to appear in person. I'm waiving the jury deposit fee, so you don't have to worry about money. We're going to send you another community service form on the other case in case you've lost the previous 4 that it looks like you've been sent, at least 3. In any event, your best bet is to get that community service done before the Adams County Jail starts taking municipal prisoners again, which my understanding is going to be reviewed on November 1st. So you're going to want to get this done, Mr. Pacheco. I don't
Okay.
care where you do it, just make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit. Get it done. If these people aren't calling you back, you need to start nagging them so that they can let you do it there, especially Our Lady Mother Church here on 72nd in Monaco. They do community
Yes,
service
Your
for
Honor.
our people all of the time, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Starkovich, is there anything else I need to address on either one of these 2 cases?
Judge, only on the old case, we were going to ask, I know that's probably set for review on November 18th, but there's also a 45-day suspended jail. So we were just going to ask that the court trail or sentencing on that case based upon the outcome of the new case.
No, I'm not going to, because one of the conditions of the suspended sentence is the completion of the 24 hours. I am going to continue it for another sentencing review, also to November 18th at 1:15. That's why we're going to send him another community service form. Mr. Starkovich, it's real clear. If he doesn't intend to get it done, the minute the jail starts taking prisoners, he's going. So that's incentive for him to get it done. Okay?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ngoyi Chiani, if you would come to station 2. Your wife is here? Good afternoon. Je ne sais pas français. My understanding is his primary language is French? Right, yeah, I don't speak French. We're simply dismissing this case against him. When he goes to the window, my clerk's going to give him a copy of the order of dismissal, and then the two of you are free to leave. I don't want to bring him back just to interpret that with the state-certified interpreter. Okay? You want to tell him that it's being dismissed and ask if he has any questions. Okay. Does he have any questions? Okay, go to the window, see my clerk. Claire Fafana, if you would come to station number 3, please. Good afternoon. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, this is a 3-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from September 12th of 2021, shortly before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in the area of 98th and Tower Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Okay, you need to speak much louder. Did you watch the video? Okay. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of on that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on September 12th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Thank you. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? All right, the ticket you got in Denver's too old. Your schedule fine's $120. I can only reduce yours to $80, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll take care of you. Okay, so I need to wait on those. Devin Rhodes, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, I have a document that indicates that you're pleading guilty to violating the city ordinance against an animal attack, which allegedly occurred on September 16th of 2021 at 10 o'clock at night in the vicinity of 17000 Parkside Drive South here in Commerce City. In exchange for this plea, the city attorney is dismissing the animal at large charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
The charge of allowing an animal attack in Commerce City on September 16th of 2021. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
The only thing I would say is this was a random happening while walking my dog, and that's about it. There's no excuse.
You know, that's why we have these leash laws.
Understood.
If you'd have complied with that, we wouldn't have had this problem at all.
Correct.
How old is Fern?
She's 7,
About what does she weigh, approximately?
55 pounds.
Okay. Can you mute Mr. Olson, please? Give me a moment while I'm reading this. I'm going to leave the issue of restitution open. Mr. Olson, I need you to mute your device, please. All right, Mr. Rhodes, give me a moment while I finish reading this. I'm going to leave the issue of restitution. Mr. Olson, leave your device on mute. We're muting you on purpose. Leave your device on mute. Okay. So again, Mr. Rhodes, leaving the issue of restitution open for 30 days. According to the notes that I have, it looks like you and Ms. Fensterman may have worked out the restitution issue. I'm going to allow the prosecutor 30 days to verify that, okay?
Okay.
All right, we don't have any prior incidents on this. It's not like the dog got out of the yard or anything. All right. Anything else you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to impose a fine of $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. Obviously, if there is any future incident, the penalties go up dramatically. Also, you should be aware that on the second bite of either a person or another animal, the city prosecutor is eligible to seek the destruction of the dog. If I ever have to put a dog down, I send the owner to jail, because dogs are just going to be dogs. It's the owner's responsibility to make sure the dog doesn't become a danger to the community, including other animals. So, take whatever steps you feel necessary to make sure you don't put me in the position of ever having to consider putting your dog down. Because if you put me in that position, I will send you to jail, okay?
I understand.
I give this warning to everybody. It's like one bite is okay, the second bite, depending on the circumstances, can lead to more serious consequences, and then everything after that just gets more and more serious, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions about the sentence that I've just imposed?
No, sir.
All right. So again, the issue of restitution is open for 30 days. Fines $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email or later today or sometime tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is and work out payment arrangements. You can go ahead and leave the meeting now. Okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. In case I don't notice, let me know when you finish cleaning up front. All right, Lori Martinez, if you would unmute your device.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Give me just a moment while I pull up your case.
Yes, sir.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added count of violating the city ordinance by allowing an animal at large, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge against you from September 19th of 2021 at 6:40 in the afternoon in the area of 10032 East 112th Way here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this added reduced charge, you're waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added charge of allowing an animal at large on September 19th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment. All right, anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Yes, Your Honor. My scout has never had anything like this before. We take him to football games, softball games of our sons. He's around adults and children all the time. We just took him to doggy daycare. He passed all the tests there, was able to be around all the adults in the playroom with all the other dogs. So the fact that this incident occurred is beyond me.
Well, unfortunately, it did occur, and it looks like it was captured by your Ring bell video. So I'm glad you've taken those steps to try to ensure that it doesn't happen again. But again, as I just one of the other gentlemen, if it does happen again, it becomes much more serious. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I am going to leave the issue of restitution open for 30 days. Similarly, I'm going to impose a fine against you of $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow, and they'll tell you what the total is and work out payment arrangements. Again, I hold the owners responsible for the behavior of their animals, so you need to make sure that you take the steps that you believe are necessary to make sure this type of incident doesn't happen again, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Thank you.
That's as good as it gets. Okay, Antonio Islas Padilla, if you could come to station number 1, please. Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that alleges that on September 12th of 2021, at about 6:30 in the morning, in the area of 83rd and Tower Road here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you were speeding 72 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? It's my understanding that you wish to plead not guilty to committing this offense. Is that correct? Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? All right. I've entered your not guilty plea. We will schedule your case for a trial to the court. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to give you the trial date. Also, if you have witnesses that you believe will not appear in court voluntarily, ask my clerks. They'll issue a subpoena for you free of charge. They'll explain how those subpoenas need to be served on your witnesses in order to have them effectively ordered to appear on the date of your trial. If you wish to get copies of the police officer's notes or the reports or anything related to your case, ask my clerks. They'll provide you that information, again, free of charge. Sure. You requested a what? Yeah, the cars aren't, we don't have mounted cameras on the car. The police have webcams, and I'm not sure, you'll see in the discovery, if there is a webcam available, then my clerks will make that request to the prosecutor's office, and the prosecutor's staff will provide you a copy of the webcam. Yeah, they're not mounted on the cars. Okay, they have a camera either on their shoulder or on their chest, but they don't use it on every case. If they did, it'll be made available to you. If they didn't, then they won't. Okay. Yeah, the webcam, we don't have cameras monitoring traffic. So there may not be a camera shot of your approach to the police officer. It all depends on when his webcam was turned on and what it was aimed at. Because if they do it all the time and it's a chest-mounted one, all they're going to have is a video of their steering wheel. That's not going to help anybody. Okay? But if there is something available, they'll provide that to you. I'm almost certain that there will be webcam of your interaction with him. I just don't know when it starts and when it turns off. So whatever there is available about your case, they'll make it available to you. Any other questions? Okay. If you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks. They'll give you the trial date, subpoenas if you ask for them, the police reports and notes if you ask for those. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mr. West. Go ahead and put your device on mute. I will. Oh, Mr. West, we need you to go to the breakout room first. So there should be a button there saying join breakout room.
I denied that because I just did it and then I don't know, it did something weird. It wouldn't load.
Well, try hitting it again because we need you to go to the breakout room first.
Okay, let me see. I don't know. Let me see. Join breakout room. Join.
Just tap that. Aaron Medina, I need you to unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. All right, Mr. Medina, I have a document that says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, that's a 4-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from September 18th of 2021 at 12:02 in the afternoon in the area of 85th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45 zone, a 4-point violation on September 18th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I plead guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right. Your schedule fine's $240. I'm looking at where you live. How long have you been living there on Laredo?
About 6 months.
Oh, okay. And you've been driving for what, about 2 years now?
Oh, no. I got my license, I think, in May.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, from where you live on Laredo, you go south from there into Commerce City, Highway 2, 45. Tower Road, 45. Highway 85, 45. Quebec, 45. All of them are 45 zones. You got to slow. You can't go legally that fast anywhere except I-76, and not till you get past Brighton. I mean, that's it. No place else. I-270, 55. I-70, 55. You know, I-25, either 55 or 65. There's nowhere you can go that fast around here, okay?
All right.
All right. Your schedule fine's $240. This looks like it's your first ticket. There's nothing in aggravation on it. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $160 plus surcharges and court costs. I know that that's a lot for a first offense, but think about how fast over the speed limit you were going when you got this ticket. You really got to slow down, okay?
All right.
When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
All right. Thank you.
Nicholas Cruz, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Do you have the camera function working on your device?
Yes, sir.
If you go ahead and activate that, thank you.
Yep.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 65 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, that's a 6-point violation, and do 16 hours of community service and a level 2 driving class, the city attorney will dismiss both the original speeding charge and the reckless driving charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, this reduced charge, you're waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 65 and a 45, a 6-point violation on September 12th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. All right, I'm looking at what you told the police officer. You know, if it was near midnight, I would say, okay, you were afraid she was going to turn into a pumpkin if you didn't get her home by midnight. What in the world would possess you to drive that fast just to get your girlfriend home to her house? Was she on a curfew and was going to get in trouble at, 10:44 in the morning?
No, Your Honor. I was going through a very emotional moment with my family and a family crisis, I guess you could phrase it. And I was extremely emotional when I was driving. I was just trying to hurry up and get done with the process and didn't pay attention to my speed at all. I was in my own head and made a really bad mistake.
Yes, you did. Now, I've got to tell you, the last person I want to see going 50 miles an hour over the speed limit is somebody who's already distracted by their own emotional trauma. I mean, you're already a distracted driver. You're a young guy. That makes you a higher risk automatically of getting into or causing an accident than a more experienced driver. You've been driving for what, 2-3 years, tops? Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so new driver, emotionally distracted, 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. You know, that you're what causes those statistics about getting into or causing accidents. That's you all over it. And I just took a quick peek at your driving record. That doesn't bode well either. What I'm showing is in March of this year, you got a ticket in Thornton, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You
sir.
need to say yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in May, you got a ticket in Adams County. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in June, you got a ticket in Weld County. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All I can tell you is that hopefully this class will teach you to change your priorities. You need to start treating your car like a tool, not like a toy. And you can't basically, use your car to try to make up for lost time or anything. When you get behind the wheel of a car from now on, your number one priority needs to be getting to where you're going safely. That's it. Everything else is secondary to that. You get from point A to point B safely. If you're late when you get into the car, just accept the fact that you're going to arrive at your destination late. It's more important that you get there all in one piece. I mean, if you were in a hurry on this date, back on September 12th, you didn't get to where you were going more quickly. You got pulled over and you got a ticket, which slowed you down a lot, which was, in my view, a good thing. I mean, if I were the police officer and I noticed where you live, I would have followed you home to make sure that you drove slowly the rest of the way. All right, I don't need to lecture you anymore because you're going to have a full day of class of that. All right, let me do the math. Not good. This is an all-time high for me, at least this year. Your scheduled fine is $600. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to impose the $600 fine. I'm going to suspend $300 of that fine because I am going to order that you do the 16 hours of useful public service
Mhm.
plus the level 2 driving class, plus I'm going to order that you pick up no new traffic violations for a period of 1 year. Okay, so when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to send you an email. That email will include a total of the fines and costs, and if you need them to, they'll make a payment arrangement for you. They're going to send you the form that we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not have to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do the community service needs to be a legitimate nonprofit agency. I won't accept it if you simply do free work for friends, neighbors, relatives, or for a for-profit business. So make sure the place that you pick is a legitimate nonprofit. Do the work, have it turned in and submitted to the court by the deadline my clerks give you. They'll give you a deadline right on it. It's going to be about 6 weeks. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's really important that you contact those people right away because they don't offer the level 2 as often as they do the level 1. So you want to make sure you get signed up for and enrolled in the next level 2 class. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court by the deadline. When you finish that, turning it in, keep 2 copies of it. One, send in to your insurance agent because with these tickets all within 1 year, your insurance rates are going to go through the roof. They may give you a discount for doing a driving class. I don't know, but it doesn't hurt to ask them. The other copy hold on to because you're going to end up down at DMV. They're probably going to take your driver's license for either 6 months or a year. You might be able to qualify for a red license is what we call it. It's really a restricted license. It will help you to get one of those if you show them that you've done the level 2 driving class, okay? So original for the court, copy for your insurance, copy for DMV just in case. And then again, if you take nothing else away from today's hearing, keep in mind, when you get behind the wheel of a car, your only goal is to get to where you're going safely, not more quickly, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Good luck, Mr. Cruz.
Thank you.
All right. Shane West, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Okay, I have a document that alleges that on September 13th of 2021, at about 9:30 in the morning, in the area of 13600 East 96th Avenue here in Commerce City, that you engaged in careless driving, a 4-point violation, and driving without proof of insurance, also a 4-point violation. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yeah.
Okay, the city attorney says you want to set this matter over to investigate the proof of insurance charge. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to give you a new court date. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to send you the information on that new court date. Make sure that when you get something from your insurance company regarding the insurance, you send it to that email address that my clerks are going to provide to you. So when you leave the meeting, they'll send you an email either later today or tomorrow with that new court date. Do you have any questions?
No. Sorry
ask
for
real
being
quick.
late if I was late.
What's that?
I said sorry for being late if I was late.
No, that's fine. Hey, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
No, I did not.
Okay, make sure you watch it before the next court date, okay?
Okay.
All right. If you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
All right. Thank you. Hold on. Are they gonna send me that information in an email or?
Yes. All of it will come to you in an email either today or tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Okay, Mark Olson, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Give me just a moment to pull up your file. All right, I have a document. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Okay, I have a document that alleges that on September 12th of 2021, at 10:33 at night, in there at 5640 East 64th Avenue, here in Commerce City, it's alleged you committed the offense of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the city attorney says that you wish to have the court appoint an attorney to represent you. However, he's also waiving jail, and to be candid, I don't send people to jail for that offense, so I can't appoint an attorney to represent you. He does indicate that you're on probation. I'm not sure. Are you on probation in Adams County or in El Paso County?
It's in El Paso.
Okay. Do you have an attorney on that case from from El Paso County?
No, sir.
Do you have a probation officer from down there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll set this over so you can talk to them about this case so that you know what, if anything, they're going to do if you get found guilty or plead guilty to this charge. But you can tell them that the judge has already told you, even if you go to trial and get found guilty or if you plead guilty, I'm not sending you to jail for it. Okay?
Okay.
And because
So
go ahead.
I wanted to talk to her anyway. If I plead guilty, what would the fine be?
I don't know yet. The only thing I know about your case right now is what you're charged with and the fact that you're on probation out of El Paso County. I don't set the fine until I read the report or until I look at your criminal history. Those are the things that tell me how to set the fine. I also ask about your financial circumstances. I'm not going to do that today. I am not, under our city ordinances, I can't appoint an attorney to represent somebody unless they're really facing a jail sentence, and you are not. Okay? The one thing you can take away from today is even if you plead guilty or get found guilty, you're not going to jail on this charge. But because you're on probation, it's important that you contact your probation officer, because rule number 1 of probation is to commit no new law violations. They can revoke your probation based on this case. You're going to want to know that before you proceed on this case. Okay?
Right. Okay.
All right. So we're going to set your case out for about 30 days. That'll give you a chance to consult with your probation officer. When you come back, or when you get that email from my clerks, if you want, ask them for copies of the police officer's notes or reports so you can show that to your probation officer if you want to. You don't have to. But at least that way you'll know what the allegations are against you. Okay?
Okay.
And then hopefully we can arrive at a resolution when I see you next month. Okay?
Okay. Thank you,
any
Your Honor.
questions?
No, you're getting ready to send me the new court date, right?
What's that?
You're
Yeah, we'll
gonna
send you
give
the
me-
new court date. Oh, 2 things I have to ask. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And second, are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep an eye out for that email. My clerks will get it to you either today or tomorrow. All right?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. How did your meeting go?
Quick question. The level 2, the level 2 aggressive driver or level 2 responsible driver?
Responsible.
Responsible?
Yeah, this was not a road rage incident.
Okay.
It was good? All right, I've got... There you go. I've got a couple of more cases and then we'll be done. Elias Nunez, if you would unmute your device. Is it Nunez or Nuanez?
Nuanez.
Okay, thank you. All right, the city attorney's satisfied that you successfully completed all of the conditions of the diversion. That means the community service is done. Your mom needs to make sure that gets submitted to the court. My clerks are going to send you an email with a copy of the order of dismissal. Send a reply and attach a copy of that proof of community service, okay?
Okay,
All right, because of his age on the date of the commission of this offense, I'm going to order it expunged from his record, okay?
I appreciate
You don't
that.
need to do
Thank you.
anything else. So, Elias, what that means is that I'm going to close it from anybody's view except for other judges, police, or DAs or prosecutors, but nobody else will have access to this, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I don't want you engaging in this kind of behavior again. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you don't want to see me again. Trust me on that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If you look on your chat, the email address you need to send the proof of insurance is there.
Okay.
On the, I'm sorry, on the what?
On the chat, it should be one of your options across the bottom of your screen. It'll say participants and then chat, share screen, raise hand. Just
Oh, yeah, okay,
click the chat button and it'll pop up on the side and the email address is there.
okay,
But you'll also get it when she sends you a copy of the order of dismissal.
okay.
Okay, so let's end this one. All right, and so now we have Mark Nuanez.
Yes, you're done.
And the same thing on this one. So city attorney's moving to dismiss this case. Granting the motion, community service proof has to be filed with the court. I will order this case expunged as well. There's nothing else you need to do except make sure that that proof of dismissal gets proof of community service gets submitted to the court. I'm entering the order of dismissal. Mark,
Okay.
again, I'm going to expunge this from your record. Don't do this again, all right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not it's yes sir or no, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So make sure you get those proofs of community service sent to my court, okay?
I will, I'll do that right now.
All right, sounds good. All right, we'll go ahead and close these two meetings out, and I'll enter the order of dismissals and expungement. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we leave?
Yes, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Faiz Muhammad, if you would unmute your device.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation, and attend the Alive at 25 class, the city attorney will dismiss the original reckless driving charge against you from September 12th of 2021 at 10:06 in the morning in the area of 85th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, twice, Your Honor.
Okay, do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of those trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation on September 12th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I pled guilty, Your Honor.
All right, I will accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Lesson learned, Your Honor.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
How long have you been driving in Colorado?
So 1 year, Your Honor.
Okay, this looks like it's your first ticket, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, give me just a moment. All right. Are you a student or are you working?
I'm a student and working too, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to impose the scheduled fine, which is $280. I'm going to suspend I'm actually going to suspend 160 of that, which leaves you a fine of $120 plus surcharges plus court costs. I'm going to suspend 160 because I am going to order that you do the Aliva 25 class pursuant to your agreement with the prosecutor. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is of the non-suspended portions of the fines and court costs. They'll work out payment arrangements for that if you need them to. They're going to give you the referral to the people that put on the class. It's important that you contact those people right away, get signed up for the class, so you can get it done by the deadline my clerks give you. When you finish the class, they're going to give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate gets filed with my court on or before the deadline my clerks give you. Make extra copies of it. Send one of those copies to your insurance adjuster. They may give you a discount for doing a driving class, especially as young as you are, okay? And always hold on to another copy just in case you ever end up needing to go down to DMV for any reason. So original for the court, copy for your insurance, copy for DMV. And you were probably on the line when you heard me discussing with that other young man how your priority when you're behind the wheel is to get to where you're going safely, not more quickly. Do you understand that? Just try to apply that to your own driving, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I learned from that. Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. That's all.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will email you either today or tomorrow. Have a good
You
afternoon.
have a good one, Your Honor.
You too. Yeah, 100% participation from the pre-trials. Hmm? Yeah, all of the pre-trials showed up. I'm sorry? Pre-trials. Okay. Okay, well, is Amelia Fernandez the same one we saw earlier today? 11110? Okay, because we've seen like 3 Fernandezes today. Oh, Salvana was one of them. And Angel, okay. That's odd, because that's not that common. Mm-hmm. And she was a juvie? Did she have a parent with her? I don't remember that. Angel? Yeah, could be. Who knows? Yeah, you're right. Three Fernandezes in one day. That's almost never happened. We're on the record, and I just muted myself. There's a warrant on him, isn't there?
There's a warrant, yes.
All right, court's on the record regarding David Clemens. Good afternoon, Mr. Clemens.
Good afternoon.
All right. First, since you've appeared, I'm going to vacate the warrant it issued when you failed to appear back on August 6th of 2021.
Thank you.
All right, the second thing, I have a document that alleges that on June 22nd of 2021 at about 6:42 in the evening, from there at 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is that you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did.
Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No, I'm not.
The city attorney says that he explained to you the elements of the charge of theft. In other words, he explained to you what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of this charge. Did he go over those elements with you?
Yes.
All right. He also says that you wish to have the court appoint an attorney to represent you. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I show you have an address on Wolf Street in Denver. Is that still your current contact address?
No, that's real old. I'm currently at the STEP program. It's 2029 Larimer Street.
Okay, wait. 20 what?
2029 Larimer Street.
Okay. Do you know what this
I've been there
is?
for like a month now. 80205.
Okay. Is there a phone number where you can be contacted there?
I have my phone numbers.
Go ahead. 715
Okay.
1642.
1642.
1642?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I read my daughter's number too? Is that number I have is a text call number and I have to go online?
Okay, let me have the other number then.
It's 720
Okay.
456
456
1391. Yes.
1391. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
So are you currently married, single, divorced, separated?
Single.
All right. Do you have any children under the age of 18 that you're responsible for?
I have a 7-year-old in Illinois. I don't see him, but I'm responsible for child support for him.
Okay. How old? 7 and how old?
7 or 8.
Okay.
I haven't seen him since he was a little kid.
Just one child?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
and
2 children out here,
child
but they're of age.
I'm sorry?
I said I have 2 children out here, but they're of age. They're 19 and 21.
Okay.
I don't know when that's going.
The one child who's under 18 lives with the child's mother, is that correct?
Yes, as far as I know.
And is there a court order for child support?
Yes.
Okay. So you're in the STEP program for a month. Are you employed in any way?
I'm working on it right now. I had an interview today, and I should be getting a job with Fresh Point, but for some reason I can't get a hold of my GED that I got in prison in 2007. And that's the only thing keeping me from that. And I had an interview today with traffic management for a flagger's job, and I'm just waiting for them to get back to me.
All right. Are you currently receiving any type of unemployment compensation benefits?
No, sir.
Are you receiving any type of disability benefits?
No, sir.
Are you receiving any type of public assistance other than from the STEP program?
No, I get food stamps.
Oh, you do get food stamps? Okay, good. All right, do you own any real estate?
No, sir.
Do you own any automobiles?
No, sir.
Do you have any ownership interest in any financial transaction devices, savings bonds,
No.
treasury bonds, or retirement plans?
No, sir.
All right, now I'm going to find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I will appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to give you the notice of the new court date and time. It's going to be set over for a pretrial conference. We'll provide the attorney that I appoint to represent you with your contact information so that you two can be prepared for the next hearing. And if not, they will definitely appear at the next hearing on your behalf. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so go ahead and leave the meeting. Keep an eye out for that email. It'll come to you either later today or tomorrow, letting you know when the next court date and time is, all right?
Okay. But you know what? I do have one question. If I get put on that ankle bracelet in-house, am I able to work on that or no?
Yeah,
I
well,
can't leave the house if I get put on it.
yeah, if you have an ankle bracelet in-home detention, almost all judges allow you to go to and from work, to and from church, to and from the grocery store while you're on the ankle
Okay,
monitor.
cool.
You have to work that out with the people
Fine.
who are monitoring the ankle monitor. Okay?
Okay.
All
So
right, good
thank
luck.
you.
We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Jury demand? Okay. So I'll make sure to scan it into the correct case for Mr. Pacheco. Mr. Clements, you can leave the meeting. He left the. Okay, kick him out. So we still have one, Amelia Fernandez.
You know what, we were wondering if that this Fernandez is part of the other Fernandez from earlier.
Probably.
Is it?
Laptop. I just got stuff thrown everywhere.
And Mr. Clements, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Ooh, who's this?
His name is David. I wonder if that's so. I wonder if it's so. One of the dudes I talked to over there, his last name is Clemens.
Oh, really?
I was showing Adam the picture that popped up.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, he saw her. STEP program.
You know, when two parents come in here, it's just a traffic ticket. Because they're like, should both of us come in? I'm always like, whichever parent's more annoyed should come in with the kid. Because there's always one of them that's just like,
No big deal, and the other one's like,
the other one's like just so annoyed that they're in court.
there was a TV show. A woman was a single parent of two kids, and, the kids were getting in trouble in school